I couldn't hear what it was.
Okay, my granddad is he's calling down, telling me he's going to bed. Okay, so where is it? Okay, so Lapis Eye, wherever a Lapis Eye is, some kind of gym, I guess. Look, I had a gym in it.
Okay.
That gets rid of that.
The chaos number?
Chaos. Yes, there are chaos emeralds in here. Let's see. The purple bolt key should be right here. Now let's go to our memos. Okay, imprint or carbon paper is 1453, so one of them is going to be 1453. Alright, and we'll come back later. I'm going to go back to Maria for a second. So, I would recommend, before going onto the roof, make sure your health is full.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, so,
Right. You have
so this over here I'm not going to interact with. This area right here, I'm not going to interact with it. But you press the A button on Xbox, or any, whatever it is your interaction button on the other version of the game. This here will help you get the in water ending. It's a suicide journal, or a whatever. So,
okay.
the metal net is rusty and falling apart. Hello, Pyramid Head, you. So that.
I was waiting for the head to come back, but
Yeah.
it's
So
wait for it.
the reason
I mean,
you.
you would have to attend at this point.
Yeah. So the reason you. Yeah, yeah. So the reason you want to heal there is because you actually take damage.
Oh.
That's one of like the only times you'll take damage in the game from a fall.
Out of everything, it's like, oh, a fall, they go to hell.
Yeah. So see, 8, 8, 9, 6. So turn the numbers. Okay. Turn the numbers. Better not forget them, so I'll write them down here. The other one, my secret name. And that was, I believe, Joseph talking. Yes, I remember. If there's a note here, something is written on the wall. If Joseph looks calm, he can be taken out of his cell. So, before I leave. Yeah, so when your health is on the red, it means you are low. So you went to like what, your library or something, and some kind of for a con or something?
Yeah. Well, it's a little. Well, normally at the end of the month we have like a little waiting for a certain part because of COVID and that. But at the end of each month on like a Saturday, there's things for like a cosplay meetup, which is like you can come in to work on cosplay or talk about stuff like cosplay and convention related stuff and that. And this one was, they made so last minute for next month is this little, as I said, this little mini convention that's going to be at the Darwin, the Treasury, in the Darwin Local Library. And we just sort of, I mean, there wasn't a lot discussed, but there was a few things sort of discussed, like ideas of like even having like a little like cosplay sort of show off things. Seeing about maybe getting a few Nikita, someone, sorry, a text message just popped up and I was reading it. Yeah, even seeing about having, like, cause normally at the bigger conventions, like G-Con or Geek Fest is the free one. They have like an artist alley where artists and that can like have little stalls and sell their art and stuff like that. we were thinking of having maybe a mini one there, which they considered would be like the outside area of the library and the inside. They're still thinking of a name and stuff. They actually said that one of the things that was suggested, but it would be probably a little bit controversial, but there was, someone was like suggesting COVID Con, but I think, oh, I don't know if we could like get that passed or something. And I said, oh, well, what about calling it like 2020 Con? I'm like, well, they were like, oh, okay.
2020 Con.
Yeah. And even one of my friends was going, oh, I wonder if someone's gonna like dress up as like COVID Chan, like the little like, I guess the anime version of what COVID-19 would be. And so, oh, I don't know, like, I mean, I feel like it's not gonna be like too strict or anything. It's pretty like chill, because like it's only a small library in that anyway. So it gives us something to do and like to dress up in that. So I've got two costumes in mind. I'm just thinking like which one exactly. I'm going to do a voting thing. But I'm thinking my first option, so you're gonna win, is Raven from Teen Titans, the original series, not Go out there. And I'm thinking if I can, I'm gonna dress up as a plague doctor because I haven't had a chance to do that yet, and I've got my plague doctor now. And they said, well, if we can name it whatever, I don't know, 2020 or something like that. They said, oh yeah, you can see about like your plague doctor cosplay. And I'm thinking, well, I'll probably do it anyway. I mean, what's gonna stop me from starting on that? So it will be, I think it'll be on a Saturday, yes. Oh, but we'll have it going to about, I think it said roughly 9 a.m. to about 4 p.m. So that's pretty decent for like a small convention. Or if it's even considered a convention, because it's that small. Yeah, so next month, I think the 26th of September, it'll be like on a Saturday or something, I think. And yeah, hopefully we can get people going to it. Because even though Darwin is like a small place, it can be hard to get people at these things, even though there's like a lot of weebs and nerds in Darwin actually. Oh yeah, one of my friends is gonna call it like, I don't know, WeirdCon or something like that. The joke. I mean, I think they're still looking at a name for it. Yeah. So it's not the biggest thing, but it should be fun.
Yeah, it sounds like fun. Like I mentioned through the group chat there, that there, as far as I know, there aren't any conventions of any kind here where it's storming out apparently, where I'm at.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you count gun shows, then sure, I guess that's about as close you're gonna get to a convention. There isn't really anything else.
Yeah. Well, with our convention, like, I mean, we don't have it on this year, at the proper convention and stuff, but, we've only really had, like, I think Geek Fest came after, and that's like the free one, that came after Decon, and that's only been going on since 2017, so that was like the first Decon. I didn't end up going to that one, I went to Cisco, but I went to the 2018 one. But we've only had like a proper convention type thing for like 3 years and stuff. Which is good because like ever since like high school, I've been like, damn, I want to go to a convention. I want to try and go to Comic-Con. Never been able to go to Comic-Con, but at least it's not like a local convention.
Liar.
So yeah, but it's obviously, even with G-Con, it's still, I mean, they have it at the local like convention center, but it's not as big as, well, nothing as big as like fucking Comic-Con, and like other conventions, like animated conventions and stuff, but it, you know, it was decent, and we would had like a few guests and stuff, like we had a few cosplayers. And we had, so last year we had voice actors, so we had, well they're all obviously apart, but I also voiced a few characters in Naruto, the English dub. So we had Twisted Flesh, who voices Aruka, Sensei in the dub. We had Derek Stephen Prince, who voices Chino in the dub. And we had Paul St. Peter, who voices Zerba, the Nine-Tailed Fox in the Naruto dub. And I also voiced characters in, Kingdom Hearts and other shows and anime. So that was pretty cool. I think that sucks a bit, but it's a bit low. We'll have it last year, and because like, they don't have the biggest budget, I guess. Oh yeah, the year before we had, so the one I went to before, we had Eric Stewart.
Eric Stewart. I think I know Eric Stewart.
Yeah.
Didn't he voice Squirtle from Pokemon or something?
What are you doing?
Yeah, so Brock and James from Pokemon.
Yeah.
And Shadow Tiber from Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh,
Yeah, we had him.
that's cool. Okay. The first boss was actually the second boss of the game. But this boss isn't like Pyramid Head. This boss, you gotta kill, whatever. But if I remember right, didn't you dress up as a couple years ago as Orochimaru or something? From his convention?
Yeah, I did. It was the first time doing makeup for that because I wanted to do it myself. And it's sort of what, like, I stayed over at a friend's, myself and another friend stayed over at another friend's apartment in the city, so we could, like, walk to the convention area. It wasn't that long to walk there. And it sort of worked out, well, it sort of didn't, because it was, I don't know if I didn't do the makeup right or something, if it wasn't the greatest makeup, I didn't get it right, but it did, like, come apart a little bit at the top, so I like, pull my wig down and stuff, because it was, like, all this, like, white, and then, yeah, it was all placed in that. But then again, it's the face on some shit, so it could just mean that. But everyone liked my cosplay. They were even, like, I was even getting ice cream at one point, like, outside of the, like, waterfront area with all these, like, restaurants and hotels and the way pool and stuff. And I was like getting ice cream with one of my friends and I was just little kid and said, oh, don't you know? I'm like, yeah, kid. I don't know how old this kid was, but he was like young. I'm like, oh, I didn't know they like Naruto.
Well, these.
And he knew you were the real Orochimaru because he didn't kidnap him.
Yeah. I mean, it was sort of a distance away down the stairs area and out of the top. Yeah. So what did annoy me was, I had these, like, yellow eyes, contact lenses, the closest thing so I could make eyes. And I kept having to do, like, adjustments because they kept showing to the side and it was, like, looking weird. So, like, they're pretty much like a therapy looking Orochimaru, like, looking around. It was fun, though. And all the voice actors in that, like, some cosplay, it was like, oh, cool, I'm like, oh, it kind of just went out great the first time that, like, it's okay. You did it and you love, like, you like doing cosplay, that's the important thing. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, so that was fun. Yeah. Oh, by the way, so when I, first, like, called out to the log on the, one of the Wednesday, Thursday days, that was actually during the convention, so I was in my Orochimaru costume when I was writing all that. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Check
I
on
was
the
like on
map.
a break or something. I was waiting for my phone to charge, and I was just like, I just had enough arithmetic. And yeah, we'll marry it because of herself now. Wendy, whatever. Bitch.
Oh, well, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Our map has been erased. Everything, all progress on the map has been erased.
What?
I said all of our progress on the map has been erased. We have to check every room again. Ignore that one. Ignore that map. But yeah,
What? Oh, damn.
so we're going to save after we pick up these bullets here, or shotgun shells.